when you talk about takedowns, you talk about single legs and double legs, spacing is super important, right? Especially if I want to take down with knuckle grips. So if I get within his reach, I'm too close, okay? If I want to hit a takedown without grips, I need to be outside of my opponent's reach. I need to be able to reach out and touch them and fight their grips off, maybe be able to touch their head, but I can't have them grabbing my collars, all right? If he's quick enough to grab my hands, right, then I mean, he's gonna be fast, you know what I mean? So what we're doing is we're judging our distance by reaching out and controlling our distance. So you'll see any of my fights, you'll see me come out and I'm judging distance, and I want to see if they're coming forward, if they're going to back away from me, so that I can set up what I want to do as far as takedowns go, okay? All right, so the first thing that we're going to talk about is our double legs, all right? Double legs. Double legs work best on an opponent that has a higher posture and is looking for grips, okay? So he wants to get into the grip game and he wants to grab my collars and try to control my sleeves, okay? So this is the best time for me to execute double leg takedowns because he's looking to do a lot of that, all right? So I'm kind of trying to judge when it's best for me to take the shot, okay? A lot of times when I'm doing takedowns, and especially when I'm doing double legs, I'll act like I'm gonna do something up top to make him react, right? So if I reach, he'll go to block with his hand, or I might reach up and touch their head and make them go backwards when they do that, because that's what happens a lot of times when you do that. You touch the head, touch the head, touch the head, and they'll start leaning back, okay? So I'm just looking for him to make an upward type movement. All right, whenever I shoot in a double leg, right, I don't even have to get all the way to the ground, right? I don't even have to drop to my knees or anything like that. I just have to get underneath his hands, okay? So his hands is the level I gotta clear, right? Because if he grabs a hold of me, or if he's able to put his hands on me and stop me in any way, shape, or form, right? So if he's got his hands up and I try to drop in right here, he's gonna be able to put his hands on me. Probably at first he's going to try to push me away, all right? So if I come in here, right, he's gonna stop because I've got to get underneath those hands, all right? So his hands are important because I need to figure out how to get him to reach up and, you know, move his hands out of the way so that I can get underneath, okay? So a lot of times, like I said, I'm not looking at the feet, I'm looking at the upper torso. I'm playing with the collar. We're moving our feet at this point, right? Nobody's static when we're, you know, we don't stand up in front of each other like we are right now and play this game, right? We're moving around, right? So we're moving around. We're checking and we're checking and we're checking, and then we can come in when we find the opening, okay? So when you're shooting it in a double leg, right, you just have to lower your stance enough to get underneath the hands, all right? So when I come in on a double leg, I come in underneath the hands, right, and I'm shooting at the hips, right? That's essentially all it is. You're tackling the person, but you're not going to be successful with it if you're not clearing the hands, all right? So you have to be able to pay attention to what they're doing. Whenever I'm shooting a double leg, I'm looking for tendencies with my hands, okay? So if I reach up and touch his head, if he's reaching for my hand, if I act like I'm going to grab the gi and he's blocking with his hands, and then you can time it, okay? You can time it from there. Now you can drop in on a full shot, so I can drop in on a full shot, come in, and hit my opponent as well, all right? Double legs was my absolute favorite takedown from the time I was a white belt to pretty much the time I was brown belt, because nobody expected me to blast them like that. Okay, so you can be very successful with double legs, put you in a top good position. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with our partner. We need to make sure that we're not falling into each other because we got a lot of people in the room. Okay, so make sure that we're clearing wherever we're at. All right, and we're going to do this nice and slow. Okay, so as I do certain things, my opponent's going to react properly, right? And he's going to do that, right? So this is going to allow me to drop in underneath the hands, right? And take my shot, right? So I just need to go underneath him and I need to hit him at the waist. I want to hook behind the knees, all right? And I can take my shot, all right? So you don't have to necessarily pick him up like that, but it is good practice without having to do the takedown. So, you know, I'm looking, he's reacting, all right? I take my shot. All right, so if it's even lower than that, you won't actually pick him up, right? Boom, boom, and he's break falling from there. All right, so that's the reason why you got to make sure that you have a clearing behind you when you're doing this, all right? So try to give them realistic reactions, all right? So I'm reaching and he's not reacting. So I would have just got a collar because he didn't do anything, all right? So that, I mean, I'm reaching, see that? I'm reaching. A lot of times I'm pushing down the hands and they'll, you know what I mean? They'll bring it back up. Pushing down, and I can drive in, okay? Lower your base and then drive in. You can take a shot without going to your knees, right? Or you can drop to your knee, your front knee, and take a shot if you need to get it even lower. Okay? One way or the other, all you're doing is you're lowering your level, okay? And you're shooting in, all right? So you gotta lower your butt. You can't take a shot from here, and you can't drop to your knee from the top level. Boom, like that, that hurts.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, don't do that, all right? So lower, shoot, okay? Lower and shoot. Everybody got it? All right, so we're gonna practice that with our partner going back and forth, all right? So let's break up and make sure, like I said, you got plenty of room behind you. Let's do it on 3. 1, 2, 3.